I'm gonna just be straight up about, just straight to the point. There are a lot of bridges in our life, right? A lot of things in our life, a lot of people in our life. And sometimes it's family, sometimes it's friends, sometimes the people closest to you, sometimes it's strangers. But there are always people in our life that leads us back to something that's not good for our life. I want you to think about this for a second. Maybe it's not now in your life. Maybe it's a point in time in your life where you had a lot of bridges. And sometimes that bridges you. Like, let's be real. But you had a lot of bridges in your life. Bridges mean connections and relationships that are leading you to a lesser you. So I want you to think about this right now. I want you to think about people in your life that aren't bringing to your life. And I don't mean they have to bring something incredible, but sometimes we have people in our life that bring nothing but drama, nothing but gossip, nothing but rumors, nothing but low self-esteem, nothing but low integrity, nothing but negativity, all these things. And we choose to keep these bridges up in our life. And I want to just tell you this, it's just facts. And you got to know this. The longer you keep bridges in your life that need to be burned, the more you prevent your life from building the bridges that need to be built. Some of us on here, listen, you were created incredible, but some of us on here have believed the lies. We believe the lies that people have told us. We believe the lies how people treat us. We believe the lies what this world has given us, and we live a lie our whole entire life. Most of us on here, if you're in this place, you are not living the life that God gave for you. You're living the life that other people created for you. You're living the life that pain created for you. You're living the life that negativity created for you. You're living the life that all these things have created for you. Now, when you look at yourself, you don't even recognize who you are because you've kept so many bridges in your life. And I get it. Trent, it's so hard. Trent, you don't understand. Trent, I've been around these people so long or had this job so long. Let me tell you something. Don't let the history keep you in the misery. Don't let the length of the friendship keep you in the friendship. That's terrible for your life. Like, it comes to a point. I'm not always talking about, oh, get rid of people. But I know when you keep toxic things in your life, you're going to feel toxic. And some of us are wondering why we don't feel great. The longer you keep toxic things in your life, the longer you keep negativity in your life, all these things in your life, whether you're creating your storms and you're complaining that it's raining, or you're allowing someone else to continue to create the storms in your life. Because I told you like this, people, I'm a firm believer in giving multiple chances. But after a while, you have to realize sometimes it's what you're choosing to accept, right? You know what it is. Some of us, we're so blind to what we want it to be that we keep seeing something for what it's not. We keep seeing a person for who they don't want to become, period. And so my thing to this, you have to learn how to guard your heart. That doesn't mean you stuck up. It doesn't mean that, listen, I'm going to tell you right now, some people might think, oh, that's cold-hearted, Trent, that's cold-hearted. You should help people. I help people. Right? I help people, but I refuse to lose myself in helping people. I will plant the seed. I believe in people more than anybody in this world. I will give so many opportunities, so many chances. But when your life starts to bring me down, when your lack of integrity starts to bring me down, when your lack of self-worth starts to bring me down, then I know I have to burn that bridge, because there's no way I can help myself. There's no way I can help the people who deserve my help if I'm keeping things in my life that's making me feel helpless. You have to guard your heart. You have to burn every single bridge that leads your life back to destruction. You have to burn every single bridge that leads your life back to negativity. You have to burn every single bridge that leads your life back to low self-esteem. You have to guard your heart, protect what you accept. I say it all the time. The world you are not in control of what people try to give you. I can't control what people say in this comment box right now. People can say, Trent, you suck. Trent, you're ugly. Trent, all this stuff. I can't control that. But you know what I can control? What I accept. I don't have to accept someone's opinion. I don't have to accept someone's judgment. I don't have to accept someone's action. I don't have to accept someone's words. I don't have to accept it. And the more that you don't know who you are, the more that you don't tap into guarding your heart, because you're letting people stump on your heart. You're letting people take advantage of your life. The more you're doing that, then you're not going to have confidence in yourself, and you're going to believe the lies that people have told you. Like, straight up, you have believed the lies that someone else has told you. You let a broken person break you. You let a person that don't know how to love break you. You let a person that don't know what loyalty is break you. Am I telling that you have to have a perfect relationship or friendship? Absolutely not. Mistakes are going to be made in this life, but the same mistakes shouldn't be repeated, because when you repeat the same mistakes, and this is as a personal message too, when you repeat the same mistakes over and 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 over again, it is not a mistake. It has become a choice. Someone is choosing that action over and over and over again. And people say, oh, Trent, you're cold-hearted. Listen, I'd rather be viewed as cold-hearted than live broken-hearted, straight up. I would rather be viewed as cold-hearted than live broken-hearted, like facts. I would rather be viewed as being stuck up than live a life where my life sucks. I'd rather be, because I'm going to tell you right now, at the end of the day, when you down on your life, ain't nobody really checking for you. It's the same people that said, oh, your standards are too high. As soon as you lower your standards and you hit a rock bottom, those people ain't checking for you. Those people ain't checking for you. And then when you hit rock bottom, it'd be the same people that say, oh, you need to change your life. You need to do better. As soon as you start to do better than them, then they start to bring you down again. You have to guard your heart. Guard your heart. I'm not telling you to guard it where you keep love out, you keep everybody out, but it comes to a point where you have to prioritize you. Stop making people feel guilty for you choosing you. Okay? Stop making people feel guilty for you choosing you. Oh, Trent, that's a selfish mentality. We're in a world where we're always choosing ourselves. We're always choosing ourselves. We need to choose ourselves because when we better ourselves, we better the things around ourselves and we better the world. Like I said, some of us, we sitting here living lies over and over and over again, not because we don't have worth, not because we're not special, not because we're not beautiful, not because we're not awesome. It's because we have chose to believe how someone treats us is our truth. You have taken someone's lies as your truth. You need to guard your heart. Protect what you accept. If somebody is giving you less, you don't have to accept it. I don't care how good it looks. I don't care how tempting it looks. Listen, just because it looks good for your life doesn't mean it's good for your life. There's nothing wrong with that, guys. It is nothing wrong with it at all. You got to stop making people, man, make you feel like you can't do that. And a lot of times what happens is as soon as we have to guard our heart, people try to throw stones at us. People try to say different things at us. And then we feel guilty for doing that. Never feel guilty for protecting your worth. Never feel guilty for knowing your worth. Never feel guilty for living your best life. Everybody wants to live their best life. Some people are just choosing not to, so they make you feel guilty for trying to. Again, I would rather be viewed as cold-hearted because I know my heart. I know I'm not cold-hearted, but people want to view me as that because I choose not to tolerate disrespect. I choose not to tolerate nonsense in my life. I choose to keep people around me that bring to my life instead of just take from my life. If I got to be viewed as cold-hearted for that, then sign me up. Like I said, I'd rather be viewed as cold-hearted than broken-hearted. I would rather be viewed as cold-hearted than broken-hearted. Okay, so guard your heart. Listen to my podcast episode today. I talk about protecting your worth. I talk about the importance of setting boundaries in your life. Some of us, we don't have boundaries. Some of us, we allowed the world to set our boundaries. Some of us, we allow people who can care less about us to set our boundaries. And those are the boundaries that are set, and you wonder why you keep feeling like you have no worth in your life because you keep giving it away. You keep going outside. It's a reason why there's boundaries, right? Boundaries keep you safe. Boundaries keep your worth safe. So the more you really get your particular with your boundaries, my arm is hurting, and cement your boundaries, and you have boundaries that don't budge, your life is less likely to go into a negative state. Less likely to. Cut off toxic people. And I know we live in a cancel culture right now. I know people say, oh, you're always telling people to cut off people. You're always telling people to remove people. This is why, and I'll tell you as I get off of here. One of my best friends committed suicide, okay, because he had the wrong people in his life. Someone left his life and he felt like his life was over. So it was my promise to him to make sure I get messages every day. People want to kill themselves because of how someone else is treating them, how their parents is treating them, how their brothers and sisters are treating them, how their relationship is treating them, how this world is treating them, how their coworkers is treating them. Every single day, people want to take their life. Not on my watch, because I want to let you know no matter what you lose, you don't have to lose yourself. No matter what leaves your life, it doesn't have to be the end of your life, period. Sometimes certain things have to leave your life to make room for the right things to be in your life. That's straight up. And that's why I'm so passionate about this, because I refuse to go through this world, people just keeping toxic stuff in their life. I'm gonna say something else, toxic stuff in their life. And then they wonder why they feel broken. You can listen, certain things aren't meant to be repaired, guys. Understand that. Certain things aren't meant to be repaired. And if you keep having broken things in your life, you keep allowing people to break you. And then what are you going to do? You're going to live a whole life, a whole entire life complaining about things you aren't willing to change. You're going to live a whole entire life being a lesser version of yourself. I want you to meet the greatest you. I want you to live your life on 100. I want you to live your life full of worth. I want you to be happy. Somebody say you look younger every single day, because I'm truly happy. I'm fulfilled. I don't need external things to validate me. I don't need external things to make me feel good about myself, because I know whose I am. I know how God created me. And so I'm not going to let anybody take that away from me. Anybody. I don't care who you are. I don't care who you are. I refuse to live life like that, because again, when you hit rock bottom, how many of us can say amen on here? Say amen if you live like this. And when you hit rock bottom, there ain't gonna be people checking on you. Some of us are in that place right now. We done lost our job since COVID-19. We done lost a lot since COVID-19. We're going through a hard time, and ain't too many people checking on you. Ain't too many people checking on you. It might be a few that's really real in your life, and appreciate those people. If you have people in your life that bring worth to your life, that level you up, that make you feel special about yourself, keep those people in your life, right? Elevate those people, promote those people. Some of us need to go on some demotions in our life. Some of us, we got some people at levels in our life they don't need to be at. You got people on king and queen status when they acting like a peasant. I'm gonna be real with you. You got people on king and queen status in your life that's sitting there that's the enemy, that's the opposition. And I'm not talking about your relationship, guys. I'm talking about just things in your life. And maybe those king and queen things aren't people, they're your habits. And that's a whole nother story, because I know when I start talking about habits, people are going to drop off. All right, so listen, guard your heart. Protect what you accept. Protect what you accept, because even the slightest bit, and listen, we're not going to be perfect in this. There's things I've accepted that are less. And that's why I'm so passionate about it, because the things that I accepted that I was less, I know it was like a domino effect on my worth. But be very careful of accepting less in your life. That's all I got to say, man. Be very careful accepting less in your life. Guard your heart like you guard your house. Guard your heart like you guard your most treasured possessions. You don't let anybody in your house. You don't let anybody in your car. You don't let anybody, in any of those things that you truly treasure. Stop letting anybody in your life, and stop letting people stay in your life that don't need to be there. It's facts. All right? Like it or not, I really don't care. It's facts. And some people don't want to hear this, but you need to hear it. Some people are like, Trent, I do not want to come on your live because I know you're going to tell me exactly what I need to hear. I'm telling you stuff that I want to help you get better. I want to help you grow. I want to help you get to a place of high self-esteem, not low self-esteem. I get messages every single day and says, Trent, how do I get out this situation? Trent, I feel less about myself. I feel down about myself. And I guarantee if you spend time looking around your life and looking at all the bridges in your life, I guarantee if you're feeling less about yourself, you have bridges in your life that need to be burned. And you're not building the right bridges in your life. That's how life is. That's how, are you measuring your worth by society standards? Are you measuring your worth by your bank account? Are you measuring your worth by your job? Are you measuring your worth by all these things? And then you start to feel less because those things aren't giving the value that you need. You are valuable because that's how you were created to be. Can nothing or nobody take that away from you without your permission. Please understand that fact. My life changed when I realized that fact. My life changed when I was unique. There's nothing special about me. There's nothing special about Trent Shelton. I'm a regular human being. I chose to walk into my greatness. I chose not to accept less. I chose not to believe the lies that people were telling me. I chose not to believe the lies that myself were telling me. And I started to live my truth. Did I live in perfection? Do I live in perfection? Absolutely not. But I can guarantee you this. I live in progression. And one of the things that I live in progression with is not accepting the mess in my life. I don't care who it is from. I don't care how close you are to me. It doesn't matter, because I refuse to live my life a settled version of myself. And I get to when I'm 90 years old, 80 years old in my rocking chair and be like, dang, I lived my whole life pleasing people. I lived my whole life being afraid to tell people no. I lived my whole life keeping stuff in my life that wasn't good for my life. I lived my whole life working a job that was taken away from my mental health. I didn't even try to do something for myself. I didn't even try to get out. I just accepted. I lived my whole life just accepting BS. That's what I did. I refuse to live like that. I refuse to live like that. I'm gonna get to the end of my life and be like, you know what? I went hard. I did the things that I wanted to do. I got rid of what I need to get rid of, and I lived a full life. That's where I'm living. I'm not gonna live with regrets. Most people get to the end of their life with so many regrets. I refuse to do that. I refuse. The regret I might have is not going live more often and talking to you guys. I refuse to live my life with regret. Get to the end of life and, oh man, I wish I would have. I wish I would have did this. Forget. I'm not having no I wish I would have. I'm having I did it. Maybe it wasn't the right decision. Maybe it was the wrong decision. Maybe it was the best decision. But I didn't sit on my butt expecting things to change without creating change. I didn't sit on my butt expecting people to change that didn't want to change. I didn't spend my whole life waiting on people to take care of my life, to take care of my heart when that's my responsibility. You set the tone for your life like I talked about yesterday. You set the tone for your life. You set it. The reason why people don't bring disrespect to me is they know I ain't gonna tolerate it. They know I ain't gonna tolerate it. People give you disrespect every single time if they know you tolerate it. People gonna keep giving you what you keep accepting. It's just facts. It's just facts. And once they realize that you're not gonna accept it no more, then they'll probably stop giving it after a while. Listen, it sucks when it's your family, man. I'll tell you that right now. It sucks when it's your family. I've been blessed to have a good family, so I know it's easier said than done when it comes to that. And it sucks, man. But, a lot of people are living broken. And some people think the best way to repair their lives is to break other people's lives, or to heal their pain is to give pain. And it sucks when it's that situation. Like, I'll tell you right now, when I say this message, doesn't mean don't fight for it. Like, I said that. Like, I want you to fight for it, but don't fight so much that you end up losing yourself in the process. I want to be clear about something. The messages that I talk about, even today, when I say guard your heart, some people think, oh, it's just about relationships and it's just about, for women, or maybe a lot of men, right? For men. No, guard your heart applies to every aspect of life. Protecting your worth and knowing your worth applies to every aspect of life. When I come on here, I want you to take this for what it's worth for you. I'm not a relationship expert. I'm not here to make your relationship better. I'm a self-worth guy. I'm a self-worth coach. I care about self-worth. So I want you to understand when I say go listen to the episode about protecting your worth, fellas, it's for you too, right? Maybe it's a job where you're not protecting your worth, or maybe it's a situation. Maybe you're an athlete. You're not protecting your worth. My messages are universal. Okay. I don't have an agenda to just direct messages to certain people and certain audiences. That's not me. All right. I believe holistically, everything holistically. So listen to the podcast, and a lot of the podcast stuff is a lot of mindset stuff, right? A lot of mindset stuff. Because a lot of y'all ask, how do I do this, Trent, or how to? The podcast is a lot of how to, right? This is just inspiration. This is just me talking straight up to your heart, not thinking about anything. The podcast is a lot of information to say, okay, this is how I do it, right? This is the steps that I do it to actually apply. So if you want to learn the how to, listen to my podcast. And I promise you, it's worth probably $1,000. Like, to be honest with you, there's people that charge a lot of money for the stuff that I'm giving away for free. Like, I'm not leaving things back to like suck you in like a lot of these people do and suck you in to buy something. No, I'm giving you all. I don't know how to hold back. I don't. So yeah, I appreciate it, man. Nature heals. The reason I'm able to come on here with so much energy, nature gives it to me, man. Because I believe this is God's playground. I really do. And I might be wrong about it, but I just look around. I see so much life. I see so much beauty out here, so much beauty out here as I'm continuing to talk to you guys, because I'm trying to delay my run because I got a hill to get up to. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Let's get it. Text me 817-242-2719. Text me a red heart. I'll send you an automated text message back to let you know what to do, how to save me in your phone. And then from there, it'll be me. All right. I'll maybe check in with you guys tomorrow. Let's get it.